Grizz.
And Joe.
We are two dudes eating food. It wouldn't be a show without an interruption by one of my notifications.
And it's a weird show. As most you know, effective tonight, once the location we went to closed.
Which is right, about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. They're no longer doing dine-ins, so we were actually one of the last customers in Olive Garden. I know what you're thinking, Olive Garden. Yeah, we went to
went to Olive Garden.
Olive Garden on our last night.
Dine-in restaurant night.
Yeah. This whole thing is nuts. We'll get into that later, but Olive Garden.
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden. So,
as you can tell, as the title implies, this is what I personally needed. A dining experience that I needed after the last show's horrific experience.
So we get there, and as you can imagine, with everything going on in the world,
Ghost town.
yeah, not too many people there. They sit us away from everybody else, because everybody's not like back to back anymore. Everybody's kind of spread out, which is awesome. Kudos to you guys. And so we get there, and we start off with the lasagna Fritta, which is pretty much just fried lasagna.
Well, it's lasagna that's kind of fried, and then it's placed on a bed of Alfredo sauce. And then they place a type of meat sauce along the top, and then they'll sprinkle the fresh grated Parmesan right there at the table for you on it. Amazing. Freshly spun Parmesan is amazing, because I'm so used to those containers of powdered Parmesan that you get from Kraft, and you sprinkle it on your spaghetti at home. And it's good, but it's dry. It dries out your food. It doesn't taste as good. No, this just melted right on top of everything. It just amazing.
So we got the endless, all-you-can-eat
Stuffed pastas.
We went with that as our last hurrah for I don't know how long. But before that we had the salad, which if you had an Olive Garden salad, same thing.
You know what it is. It was really good tonight. A little heavy on the peppers.
A little heavy on the dressing.
Yeah.
The thing was soaked.
Yeah, that's what they do nowadays, is they soak the salad. And I didn't realize it was vinegar based, but I really couldn't taste the vinegar. The big guy over here informed me that Italian dressing's base is vinegar. I wasn't aware of this, because I normally hate the taste of vinegar, but I love Italian dressing. So they do a real good job of hiding the vinegar in it. So salad, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
Just heavy on the peppers.
Yeah, heavy on the dressing. Breadsticks, very soft. Very soft. Very
pillowy.
Yeah, very fluffy.
Cause
sometimes you go to Olive Garden
and they're tough.
Yeah.
Rip into those things. These you barely touch it with your tongue, and it just peels off right in your mouth like hello.
Very good. I'll give the breadsticks 5.
5, solid 5, maybe even a 6 out of 5.
So then we go into the pastas, and
don't get real deep in that.
We each had all 3 pastas.
All 3 pastas
with 3 different sauces. My 3 were the cheese ravioli with the 5 cheese marinara, the Ziti with the Alfredo sauce, and then the stuffed shells with the marinara sauce.
And my 4 were the Ziti with the marinara, the stuffed shells with the 5 cheese marinara, the cheese ravioli with the Alfredo with meatballs.
I can't think.
The meatballs technically.
No, the meatballs were with the stuffed shells. I just added the meatballs to the cheese ravioli and the Alfredo. And then my last one that I took home, which he gave me a taste, so I had to get me one, was the Ziti in Alfredo sauce.
Alright, so let's break down the pastas. So, the 5 cheese marinara sauce is a very good sauce. I am a big fan of that sauce. To me, the cheese ravioli was a little chewy. The pasta, I'd give that a 3 just because it was a little bit more chewy than I thought it would be. The inside was good. The sauce itself, I give that a solid 4. The next dish I had was the Ziti and Alfredo sauce, that's a 5. That is a 5 all day, every month, every year. I wish that would have been my first portion because they always give you a bigger portion first and give you smaller portions after. I really wish I could have switched mine around. And then the last dish I had was the stuffed shells and marinara sauce, and that just didn't work. So for me, that's gonna get a 2 because it just didn't gel well with me. And like I didn't even want to put a breadstick that bad boy. I put a breadstick to the Alfredo and to the 5 cheese marinara, which was fantastic. That one, I just let that one just sit in a bowl, and I was just like, all right, I'm done. Like that, I had contemplated getting a 4th bowl just to cleanse my palate, but I was just like, no, I can't do it. I just can't do it.
My first dish was the Ziti with the marinara, and I wish I hadn't got that as my first plate. That was awful. First dish got like a 1 out of 5. That marinara was just awful. Shame on you cooks for that marinara. Okay? Shame on you. Now the next dish I got was the stuffed shells with the 5 cheese marinara. Now, I don't know what it was, the combination of the two, but the shells and the 5 cheese marinara, maybe I should have got like the Ziti and the 5 cheese marinara, and it might have been better, but it wasn't that good. I mean, it was okay, nothing to write home to mama about, and nothing certainly to, go knocking on anybody's door going, try this. It was okay. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. But then my next dish, my third dish, I decided to go with the cheese ravioli with the Alfredo sauce. Now, Joe is right that cheese ravioli was kind of a little chewy. But that Alfredo sauce so good make you want to smack your mama. Like literally, like you just want to dial her up and go, hey mama. And she'd be like, yeah honey. And you'd be like, and just smack her through that phone. He gave me a taste of his Ziti and Alfredo. So I was like, no, I'm not going to let this end like this. I'm not going to let this end on a stinker. Like, it was so good, but yet it was so just not good because of that cheese ravioli that I actually had the waiter go and make me a dish of the Ziti and Alfredo so I could take it home so tomorrow I can have it for lunch with my son. And I wish I hadn't ordered the meatball because of how much it cost.
That's fine.
Like for 2 meatballs, it was like $5. But mind you, these are meatballs.
They were nice size.
These are meatballs the size of like horses'
testicles.
cojones.
That was the meatball.
Meatball, oh my god, dude. You could literally barely touch that with the back of a spoon and that sucker would split open for the delicious, steamy, unbelievable soft texture of that meatball. Seasoned to perfection. The meatball gets a 7 out of 5. With the 5 cheese, it took that 5 cheese and the shells from, what was it, a 2? I think I gave it a 2. If I didn't, I'm giving it a 2.
Okay.
And it brought it up to like a 4.
So the meatball saved the dish.
The meatball saved the dish, but would I order it again? No. Would I order the marinara sauce on anything? No.
But then you put the meatball with the Alfredo.
But I put the meatball with the Alfredo and the Ziti.
But you had that with the cheese, Alfredo.
I had the cheese ravioli. I pulled it out of that abomination and dropped it into the Alfredo sauce. And let me tell you what. God himself made that dish. And if he didn't, he blessed the cooks in that kitchen to make that dish for people. He said, take this to them. Bless them with my offering.
Actually, best sauce of the night was Alfredo.
Worst was the marinara.
Worst was marinara. The worst pasta for me was the stuffed shells.
Yeah, they were pretty bad.
Yeah.
And it went stuffed shells, ravioli, ziti.
Ziti was definitely the best.
Yeah.
So, but overall experience, waiter was good. Food was good. And the cleanliness, obviously, with everything that's going on.
Immaculate.
That was immaculate. Overall, it was a good way to end our dining experience.
My dining experience, food, everything, solid 5 out of 5. Even with all the mistakes that were made with the marinara, shame on you. And the cheese stuffed shells, shame on you. And the cheese stuffed ravioli, slightly shame on you. Just slightly.
Just tisk.
Just get tisk. You know?
With everything that's going on, with the coronavirus and all that fun stuff and all the shutdowns and everything like that, it really won't affect our show because we can still do drive-thru. We're going to wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Cover your mouth.
If you went to the Supreme Buffet, I don't know why I thought about it, but your rant about lifting the seat just made me think about how important it is for hygiene.
Hygiene. There's no damn seats, men. And wash your hands afterwards. You nasty men. This has been Old Grizz.
And
Big Joe.
Big Joe.
And this has been Two Dudes Eating Food. Y'all have a great night. Stay safe.
Wash your hands.
And disinfect.
Gosh.